3 different partials. We're gonna focus on the bottom half of the bicep curl, and then we're gonna focus on the top half of the bicep curl, and then we're gonna focus on the full range of motion. We're focusing on our time and our tension, our execution and our effort in going near failure. So when some of these clowns on YouTube see me lifting 5s and I'm struggling, well, they see me lifting the 5s, but they didn't see me lifting, you know, the 40 or the 30 before it. So the drop sets ensure, well, I'll ask you, what do the drop sets ensure? They ensure that I'm taking us near failure. That's the key, to the place that stimulates the most muscle. Once again, the MGB-10 is a flawless system to take you to muscle hypertrophy if you follow this. It's not about rep number 10. It's about the 10 that makes up the rep number 10. That is the key. I'm gonna really try to do a better job of the training aspect of this. So with what we just did, what were the important things? Making sure that the thing that we're trying to move is moving, and the thing that we want to stay still is staying still. What does that mean? Well, it means that when you're doing a bicep curl, the thing that's moving is your hand, and your hand is moving towards the outside part of your shoulder. What is gonna stay still is your elbow. Why? Why is that important? It's because this is the axis of rotation. So for your bicep to be relatively isolated, the elbow has to stay stationary, because once it moves, you're involving another joint, which then involves more synergistic or helper muscles. So to stay completely isolated, you've got to keep that elbow still. So that is one of the fundamental parts of Biceps 101 for muscle growth, is keeping that elbow stationary the entire workout today. Okay, so I want you to ask yourself at the end of that set, did you finish like I did? Were you struggling? I mean, honestly, if you weren't struggling with 5s, I think you should ask yourself why I was struggling with 5s and why you weren't. I think it's valid for me to say. What I mean by that is, you may be stronger than me. You're probably not. I'm not saying that to be arrogant, whatever. You're just probably not, but you could be. If you're not, and you're not in them with 5s, we got some work to do as far as advancement. We got some work to do as far as creating that mind-muscle connection. Are you, here's a good analogy. So you know when you buy a car, some cars have these like governors on them to where you know the car could go faster than 100, but they have it chipped to where you can't go faster than 100, for example. Well, a lot of people have their own built-in governor of themselves and their effort. So they won't let themselves get to a certain place of discomfort. I don't have that. So my question to you would be, are you pushing the bounds of your own discomfort? If you're not, try it on this next set. Let's go, last set, starting here. Make sure that when you get to here, that your elbow is not falling back as you curl, and that you're not bringing it forward as you curl, that you're keeping it completely stationary. Drop again. Lord have mercy, we'll go 10s. Last 30, I'm going to 5s because I already know what's going to happen. I'm thinking about my bicep tightening so hard that my bicep is pulling my hands to the outside part of my shoulder. I could do this all day, okay? That's not what we're doing. We're not doing what they do at Crunch Fitness. We're actually going to engage our muscles and make our bicep bend our elbow and work as hard as it can. I'm gonna go for one more rep. 5 pounds in my hand. The weight doesn't matter. It's how you move the weight that matters. Squeeze it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fight every inch, all the way back down. I'm gonna really try to do a better job of the training aspect of this. So with what we just did, what were the important things? Week 2, I wanna focus the most on execution. So making sure that the thing that we're trying to move is moving, and the thing that we want to stay still is staying still. What does that mean? Well, it means that when you're doing a bicep curl, the thing that's moving is your hand, and your hand is moving towards the outside part of your shoulder. What is gonna stay still is your elbow. Why? Why is that important? It's because this is the axis of rotation. So for your bicep to be relatively isolated, the elbow has to stay stationary, because once it moves, you're involving another joint, which then involves more synergistic or helper muscles. So to stay completely isolated, you've got to keep that elbow still. So that is one of the fundamental parts of Biceps 101 for muscle growth. The other thing is the 4-step rep. So what is the 4-step rep in a bicep curl? Well, let's go over it. Step number 1 is, you gotta pull up the sleeves for this, you know. You're gonna tighten your bicep before you move. This is the pre-engagement phase. Step number 2 is you're gonna tighten your bicep so hard that your bicep moves the thing that we're trying to move. What is that? That's your hand. So your bicep is moving your hand, and it's gonna move towards the outside part of your shoulder. Why am I saying the outside part of your shoulder so many times? It's because that's what's gonna help you maintain full supination of this radial ulnar joint. Because if not, then your hand is gonna come in this way, and that's also gonna offload the bicep. So you wanna keep your hand moving out just a little bit as you do that curl. So step number 2 is you're squeezing this bicep, moving your hand. What's step number 3? When you get to the very top, you're not just gonna hold. You're gonna squeeze your bicep as hard as you can, and this is called an isometric muscle contraction. There are some people that will watch my videos and say, well, that pause at the top is worthless. Just so you know, don't read those comments if you're somebody who's watching the videos. This is the last thing from worthless. There are so many benefits to this hold at the top when you don't make it a hold. The key is that you're squeezing at the top. That means that you are continuing to engage this muscle. You're not resting it here. And then you're gonna use your bicep to fight that load all the way back down to the starting position. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found this beneficial. If you did, please hit the like, the subscribe button. This will help me and ensure that my content reaches more people on YouTube. If you want to join the MGB officially, you can scroll down in the description, and there are 2 links. One is to the Apple App Store and the other is to the Google Play Store. And you can join my app for free and view some free content. And I also have some really in-depth programs. I have a complete blueprint that's gonna walk you through how you can build muscle the most efficiently and the safest way possible. I hope you join me next time.